Hey class, how you doing? This is Koa again. Sorry, I was about to call myself fam. I'm so used to that. For this week's argumentative video, today we're going to discuss a topic that came up during a discussion that I felt would be good to use. So we'll go ahead and talk about it. We're going to talk about how the perception of or the actual use of social media by teens has increased significantly in the last few years. One of the main things I focus on, and I see, especially being in the military and having a lot of soldiers that are a lot younger than I am, is the dependency on their social media or cell phones, specifically social media, since that seems to be the topic every day at work. Even here, being deployed in Afghanistan, with the ability to still use internet intermittently, we still see a very large amount of personnel that are constantly on social media, be it anything from Facebook to Snapchat to Instagram and Twitter. Now, in my eyes, I believe this has become almost an epidemic. Seems to me that a younger generation, not so much younger than me, but even people of my age, have become almost dependent on specifically social media and the internet. This can, bring in a lot of issues and problems in my eyes. For instance, a lack of the ability to interact verbally with others, the inability to be resilient in certain aspects of life, also to also have a misconception of what really life can be, or what is really going on in the world. So I do have a graph for you, so if you'll pause it, I do have to move you. I have a very limited amount of resources out here, so for me to make a graph was rough, so the only thing I could do was actually bring one on from the internet, so I'd like to show you. So as you can see here, this graph from Pew Research Center shows how teens have actually increased their time online. According to this research survey that was done in April of 2018, 45% of the teens that were surveyed showed that they pretty much use their cell phones or their social media almost constantly. To 44% saying several times a day, to only 11% saying that they were on less often, as compared to back in 2014, 2016, where 24% were on it almost constantly and 86% were on it several times a day. I think this is a very significant growth in what we can call a dependency of the internet or social media, or whatever you would like to call it, since most teens nowadays will either use internet for social media aspects, or to view videos from everything from kitten jumping over a pool to watching others play esports. In my eyes, again, this has become a very big issue. So with that being said, we see this on a daily basis, as opposed to having service members who are very dependent on their internet, cell phone, and social media. One of the biggest aspects that we see is a lot of false information being traveling from one place to another, or maybe getting wrong information, not just false, but extremely wrong information, and trying to convey that or use that to their advantages. The internet is great. In my mind, in my personal opinion, the internet is one of the greatest things that has happened to the world today. It allows us to access information in an instant. It allows us to connect with people we probably would have never thought we'd be able to connect, maybe as long as 10 years ago, 15 years ago, where only a phone call would be probably the best. Now everybody can video chat. We can talk to our family members and see them on a daily basis, as opposed to having to wait in line to see somebody to make a phone call, especially for our service members downrange. But at the same time, it has become an epidemic. It has become something that's become a problem, and we're going to start seeing more and more issues when people become very dependent on their social media and computers and cell phones and internet, to where social interactions and social skills are going to be almost gone. With that, we don't know how that's going to affect the population or how that's going to affect just daily life as in general. In spite of the recent events that have occurred here in the last 72 hours in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio, there might be some speculation that maybe things like social media, the internet, have some kind of influence on these types of actions. We can't say yes or no. There's no scientific method or no scientific data that's going to say otherwise, but you can pin a lot of the issues, in my opinion, when it comes to coping, communication, just the mindset of having to post or having to let the world know what you are doing. That's going to become a problem. In my eyes, I believe internet usage, especially for adolescents and teens, should be reduced, just so they can learn and gain those skills that we as adults have to use on a daily basis, regardless of what type of technological advances we have or technological skills we have. We still have to be able to communicate verbally. We have to be able to communicate effectively. We have to be able to convey our messages one-on-one or into groups, or else what would happen is we would just have a world of zombies and drones. I hope you enjoyed this speech regarding the use of social media, internet, and teens. I feel very strongly about this topic. I think it's something that I do discuss a lot with my service members who are a lot younger than I am, and it's something that strikes a chord. Until next time, thanks.